fall camp? How do you feel like your guys have acclimated?
Not as fast as I would like, but they're progressing in the right direction. I thought yesterday was a really good afternoon for us. Today, go ahead and watch it with him here in a little bit. It'll really determine it. Sometimes the coaches just have a bad fit. The bad ones stick in your mind because you expect the good ones. That's why you recruited them. That's why they're here. So the bad ones sometimes kind of stick on you. But those are the ones that you got to fix if you want to continue having success like we had the last couple of years.
What kind of challenges do you face as a coach when Justin Johnson's really your veteran-most player?
More than you can possibly imagine. Well, I had those guys watch some 2014 film today. Not for execution, but to watch how hard Malcolm Johnson played, how hard Brandon Hill played, how much effort those guys gave. And letting them know that those two guys are smaller than anybody in that room now. I mean, Malcolm Johnson was 228 pounds, probably with a 5-pound plate in his pants. Brayden Hill was 240 pounds. All those guys are bigger. So that with a young group, they think they're playing hard. They're not. There's so much more in there. The hard part now is to draw it out of them, because they have this mental barrier that I did go as hard as I could. That was all I had. And you can put on a couple plays later, you just went harder now than you did last time. So it's getting to that championship level effort that's the biggest challenge. The education of the game, that everybody goes through that. And everybody learns it at different phases, but that's easier than how hard you have to play if you want to be successful in this league.
Is the positive that there's something to be gotten out of those players that you know is there to be tapped?
Oh yeah, I told those guys, Malcolm Johnson isn't the most talented guy in the room if he walks in today. Probably not in the top 3 or 4. The talent is not a problem. But you know what? Talent's not a problem in the locker room. If you're in that locker room, you're amongst the best football players in the country. Talent's not an issue. It's getting that talent to perform at a winning level that's the challenge. Because there's good players in every locker room in this league. That's why they're here. That's why they separated themselves from the good players in high school. The players in the locker room down there, there are 85 guys on scholarship that are elite football players. You have to find the elite out of the elite to go. So there's plenty of potential in my room. How fast it turns into production will determine how much of a role they have in helping us continue to win bowl games and win 9-10 games a year, and try and get some people to respect what Coach Mullen's done here, to respect what they do on the field.
What does Jordan have to do to I guess get it? He has a size and athleticism. What does he have to do that you're seeing in camp to kind of get over the hump?
He's like all the other guys that have just showed up. He got to learn to strain his body to give maximum. He thinks he's giving maximum effort. He had a play the other day, the 80-yard touchdown, running away from people. And then 2 plays later, it was not an SEC football play. Let's put it that way. The touchdown's great, but he doesn't get the opportunity to do it if he doesn't make all the SEC plays, not just one SEC play. The same goes for Justin and Farad and all the other guys. Same goes for Leo Lewis, for everybody. Everybody's the same from that standpoint. When are you consistently making plays to win games in the Southeastern Conference? Until it's consistent, you can't do it. You can't put a guy out there until he's ready to do it on a consistent basis. Because as an elite athlete, as soon as you start doubting, as soon as you start losing confidence in what you're doing, it's like watching Shark Week and dropping the chum in the water. They're not coming out of it. Once he gets to that consistent level, Coach Mullen he'll put him out there and he'll have a lot of success. Until he gets to that consistent level, he won't. Doesn't matter if he's ready for South Alabama, he'll be out there for South Alabama. If he's not ready till November, then he won't put him out there till November. If he's not ready till next year, he won't put him out till next year. Whenever he is capable of contributing to success is when he'll go out there. I mean, the raw skills, yeah, it excites everybody. But, potential gets you beat in this league.
What was the play where you didn't look like an SEC player? What was he
It was just a run play.
Just a run.
Yeah, he looked like a first-year player.
Blocking. Yeah.
Just trying to figure it out. I tell those guys, drills are easy. Because when he goes he's blocking the sled or he's going against the guy, that guy's not trying to stop you. A.J. Jefferson is not only trying to stop you, he's trying to whoop you. He's trying to dominate you because he knows what it's like to line up against other people. John Calvin's trying to whoop you, not say, hey, yeah, make sure you fit in right, and, let's have fun today. And look, I can spin it around the other way too. I can pull out plays where he looked like a great SEC blocker and a terrible SEC receiver. So it's not like he's good at one and bad at the other. You have to play on a high level of performance. If you have a great one and a bad one and a great one and a bad one, you're bad because you don't know what you're getting. So it's consistency is the name of the game. You have to consistently perform at a high level, you can't be a flash in the pan. It just doesn't. I was watching some stuff over the summer. 1991 at Crooked Stick, John Daly was an unbelievable story. After that, we had 3 other tournaments he won or something like that in the last 25 years. The one story was outstanding. It was an unbelievable couple days. You can't. That gets me trying to get one of your jobs.
Player reaction to watching that 2014 video today.
I think it was a little bit of an eye opener. I mean, there are kind of some. I think there were some heads down, kind of like, geez, I thought I was playing hard, but that was the point of bringing it out because if you're looking at the same thing, you have nothing to compare it to, and that was the point of bringing it out. I said, look, you guys hear me talk about Malcolm all the time because he was special, but none of you were here for him, so it doesn't mean anything to you. So that was the point of bringing it out. Look, Malcolm wasn't perfect. I had to coach him just like I had to coach everybody else. He made plenty of mistakes. He did plenty of silly things. But the one thing that Malcolm was just absolutely relentless at what he did. I mean, I showed him a clip against UAB. His technique is terrible because he had surgery on his hand on Monday. He didn't practice all week, and the only reason we dressed him was because he was a captain. But if anybody remembers, that game was a dogfight. In the middle of the second quarter, they were winning. Malcolm, you got to go. So your job is to block people that weigh 50 to 75 pounds more than you and catch passes, and you can't do this with your hand. And he went out and had success. He refused to lose. He just couldn't understand not going as hard as you could, not doing everything you could to help your team win, to find a way to be successul. And that was the point of showing those guys that.
You were really high last year, of course, on Justin Johnson. He's got another year in the system. I know you were mentioning that these guys still have to learn to work every play, but how much closer is he to being that guy that you talked about last year?
He's come a long way. He's come a long way because he has no other choice. Unfortunately, with Gus having to end his career with injuries, there's no old guy to lean on. He is the old guy. And sometimes people aren't ready to be the old guy. So I think sometimes he gets a little, tight's the wrong word. I think sometimes he puts a little pressure on himself because he looks around and knows nobody else has been on the field, nobody else has done it. But he had a good day yesterday. yeah, it was good to see him start having some more success, and I think as we continue to go, I think he'll continue to take those steps. You know, I remind the guys all the time that Dak Prescott was here for 3.5 years before he became a full-time starter. Still an unbelievable player, but it took him a while to get to the level that everybody will remember him at. There's no instant fix. There's no, you know, look, this is a lie. This gives you information right away. You know, football doesn't work that way. You know, it's a slow, tedious, hard-working process that you have to take a step every day. As long as he keeps taking steps, he'll be fine.